In Publisher, using text boxes to lay out your content isn't always the best choice. For some publications, you might want to use tables instead, which will let you organize your content in rows and columns rather than blocks of text. To insert a table, all you have to do is go to Insert, Table, then move your mouse over the grid for the number of columns and rows you want. The table I need is going to be pretty big, 3 columns by 7 rows. Now click, and you can start entering your data. But first, why don't we reposition the table so it fits better on the page? Just place your cursor on the edge, then drag and drop it to the new location. To adjust the size, use the sizing handles on the sides or the corners. Now we can zoom in for a closer look and start entering some of our text. You can click any cell to select it, or use the arrow keys on your keyboard to navigate. Right now, I'm using the down arrow to make my way down this column. Adding more columns or rows to a table is easy. I'd like to try inserting one right below Blueberry, so I'm going to right-click and go to Insert. My options include inserting a column to the left or right of where my cursor is, or a row above or below. If we click below, a row appears under Blueberry where my cursor was just a minute ago. Alternatively, if you want to delete a row or column, all you have to do is select one of your cells, right-click, and then delete it. Let's fast forward to the finished table with all of the pricing in place. I've added some formatting to the text and adjusted the cells by clicking and dragging these dotted lines. Now that the data is complete, I thought we'd take a look at the tools that appear anytime you have your table selected, starting with the Design tab. Here you can format your table by choosing a table style. As you can see from the preview, these are all designed to match your color scheme. For the full list, click the drop-down arrow. I'm looking for something with a little more color. You may have noticed that this table style has a border around each row but not in between the cells. To add or change the border anywhere on your table, just make sure it's selected, then go to the Borders group. You can choose a line weight and a color using these 2 commands. Now open the Borders drop-down menu and choose where you want the border to go. I want mine on the inside or in between these cells. There we go. You can make further adjustments to things like the size and layout of your table by going to the Layout tab. The first thing I'd like to do is adjust the cell margins, which by default are very thin. To change that, click the Cell Margins command and make your choice from the menu. Next, I'm going to combine these 2 cells into one cell by first selecting them, then clicking the Merge Cells command. The last thing I'd like to do is select this whole column and change the text alignment using these icons in the Alignment group. I think centered looks the best. As you can see, the Layout tab gives you lots of options for customizing your table, so it works for you and the information you want to display.